Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well, because I've just woken up and I need to talk. So, let's get the show on the road. I'll pour out a coffee and realise I've left the fucking coffee out. Genius! I'm off to a good start. I've put sugar in there and I forgot the coffee. I've got napalm. Watch out, boys. Fucking hell. Oh, imagine actually making coffee and instead using the shit that people use in prison to burn people's faces off. But don't you worry, I'll get it right eventually. I really need to turn that fucking alarm off. Like, dude, just give me a fucking break. I haven't even been up for 2 minutes. Jesus. Oh, dearie me. And turning my alarm off on my phone so that thing doesn't interrupt me as well. But that's not what you called. So, Ant Middleton has finally decided to come out. He's decided that he's got the balls, whether up here or down there, or in my case both, to be able to say, you know what, Tommy Robinson does some bloody good work. It's good to see some good Englishmen who actually realise what Tommy Robinson stands for. Is Tommy Robinson perfect? No, of course he isn't. But you know what he is? Passionate about this country. He understands what's at stake here. He understands where we are heading. He understands that if we don't start picking up this fight with Islam and our two-tier establishment, then England is going to be a thing of the past. And instead, we will have a death cult ruling over, or our two-tier establishment ruling over us like it's 1984. I mean, whichever way you slice it, it isn't going to end well for us. But at least Ant Middleton has come out and said that Tommy's done some extremely accurate work and to keep up the good work. Bear in mind, for anybody that doesn't know who Ant Middleton is, he is the guy who appeared on Who Dares Wins, I believe on Channel 4. He is ex-SAS, which is the best fighting force in the world, in my humble opinion. Like, when you think of people that are able to go into battle and come out on top, these guys are second to none. So to have someone like that supporting your cause is an extremely big thing. Now, I also accept that he was supporting Nigel El-Tharaji at the time as well. I do personally think he made the wrong decision on that, as I don't think the Reform Party actually understands what this country truly needs. Because Nigel keeps on backtracking and backwards and forwarding over the whole immigration issue and mass deportations. So, and of course, on top of all that, he's also been stabbing us in the back a fair bit, which is something I've already mentioned many, many times. But at least Ant Middleton is there to support the man that matters most. Besides, Tommy Robinson has definitely been the most persecuted man in British history. Or if people want to get offended at that, English history. God, you have no fucking idea how much I need this. Oh, good shit. I can stay awake now. Anyway, the fact is we need more people to come together. We need more strong men and women to realise what's at stake and realise who are your real friends and who are the ones who just want to take advantage of you. The ones that want to use you, take advantage of your personal traits, and then when your usefulness is used up, they throw you away. They discard you like a used razor. At least he has the integrity to realise Tommy isn't a far-right racist football hooligan thug, insert far-left buzzword here, etc., etc. We need more people like Ant Middleton, who clearly have the brains and the brawn to be able to fight for this country. At the end of the day, it is a very tough fight that we face, and we need all the willing men and women that we can have our hands on, quite frankly. Remember, Keir the traitor Starmer cares not for this country. He cares more for the foreign invaders that are flying over into the country or boating in through the French Channel, while the French sit there and they laugh their asses off. And we've basically taken up the mantle that the French used to have of being known for surrender, and now we're the ones surrendering our rights. I think it's time we change that. And I still stand by everything that I have said as far as Tommy Robinson is concerned. I think there are times where I can be just as impulsive like him. I can sometimes put myself a little over my head, quite frankly. A bit like Tommy Robinson used to. Because when you think about it, Tommy Robinson wasn't anywhere near as careful as he is now. He wasn't as... well, he wasn't as considerate to his situation as he is now. Because when he went in, he didn't really care if he went to jail and what have you. Because at the end of the day, he wanted to do what was best for the country. Now he's a bit more careful. He still has that sense of, I will do whatever it takes, but he's not like, oh, I'm just going to go into prison every 2 seconds because I enjoy it. So, understandably, Tommy has matured a lot. Tommy Robinson has put out a lot of documentaries that are highly accurate, highly factual, and obviously, because of what Keir the traitor Starmer and the Attorney General have been doing, they're pieces of journalism that, frankly, they don't want out there in the public, because it makes them look bad. Obviously, Keir the traitor Starmer loves to look good in front of his people, rather than actually do what's right for the country, as we all know. But of course, the mainstream media won't tell you this. You know the drill, folks, because say it with me. It doesn't suit the narrative. While we've got London Bridge that is literally falling down, or our city that is burning or what have you, or a great nation burning, he's more interested in bringing in more people to stoke the fires. He's more interested in starting a blank with Vladimir Putin. He's more interested in starting something that could effectively see the end of the United Kingdom. And that is something I do want to talk about very briefly, as I can't remember off the top of my head if I mentioned the real reason I think that Keir the traitor Starmer is probably planning this blank with Vladimir Putin. So, if you think about it, it's no surprise that Reform are doing far better than the Labour Party. Obviously, I would have preferred it if it was UKIP that was doing better than both of them, but I can't have the expectations and hopes to see them get into power if, number one, I don't get the fucking membership card, because I'm still waiting for that shit. But jokes aside, number two, can't expect them to do it when they're not very big. And number three, Nigel El-Faraji has been sweeping through the nation. I would still only vote for Nigel if, basically, nuclear option, metaphorically speaking. Only do it as an absolute last resort. If I knew full well the UKIP were not going to get into power, but I'd rather have a different party over the Labour or the Tory party, quite frankly. Reform isn't the answer that everyone likes to think that they are. They are not our only hope. I think what people need to understand is that at best, they're the only party that might be able to get in and create like a stopgap, if you will, for Labour's destruction. They might be able to put the plug in as far as all the damages that the Labour Party have done. But if you want a real party that is going to fix the problems, that is not going to pussyfoot around, you need UKIP. That's the cold, bitter truth that some of you may not be willing to accept. Yes, you could probably say that Nigel may be the only party Nigel's Reform Party is going to be the only party that actually is big enough to challenge them for the time being. But once Labour's gone and Reform are in, if that is going to be the case, then quite frankly, they are open game for UKIP. And I think UKIP could kick them out of the gates of Parliament. Just like that. Because, let's face it, Nigel El-Faraji does not truly care about mass deportation. He is in this for money, for power, and ego. Because he has made it quite clear he has quite the Messiah complex. Why do you think Elon Musk decided to withdraw support for Nigel El-Faraji? Why do you think that he decided, you know what, Reform Party's not for me? I can tell you right now, it wasn't because they weren't paying him enough money. Let me tell you. It was because of the way that he basically treated people within the Tommy Robinson movements, and the way that he has basically said, oh, Islam isn't a problem and mass deportations aren't going to solve anything. He's not in tune with the problems. He's not in tune with the public as people might think. But back to the point about Tommy Robinson. Right now, he's obviously a free man for 28 days. From the 5th, of course. But he is a free man for the time being. So he's got a little bit of time to plan his next move. Because, as he said before, he looks at this as a whole game of chess, and he's making his moves and the establishment are doing theirs. And they're trying to see who can checkmate each other first. Now, obviously, Tommy Robinson has been playing this game a very, very long time. So he's starting to cotton on to what the establishment and the likes of Keir the traitor Starmer are going to do next. So, I think we need to put trust in Tommy that he knows what he's doing. I think we need to just observe this game carefully. Pick out what Keir the traitor Starmer is doing, and take that and keep a mental note of it somewhere. Because at the end of the day, if he can do this to Tommy, he can do it to you as well. If they can try and silence Tommy Robinson, they'll do the exact same exact same thing with us. Stroke number 1. Oh dear, oh dear. Yes, first thing in the morning. I suppose I've got to have a stroke at 7 o'clock. But anyway, Lucy Connolly also needs no introduction, as she's had her appeal rejected. She's serving the full 31 months in jail, while people like Nazir Ahmed get to violate young boys, and he only gets 30 months after reducing the sentence from 5.5 fucking years. Both of which are insults, but the second one, the 30 months, is enough to make anybody puke, quite frankly. I don't think they understand how soon a potential revolution could take place. That's the thing. They can sit there all they want and think that they're doing themselves a world of justice, or doing us justice. There is no justice when they're doing this shit. The only justice we've truly seen is the fact that Tommy Robinson's now going to have 12 people sitting in his jury, as his jury, rather than being sitting in the dock and he is decided by judge, jury and executioner. At least we've got that much going for us. But as far as justice in this country, there's about as much justice in this country as I have hope of succeeding a 3-week salad diet. I think the way we have seen our 2-tier police and our 2-tier justice act, they're only fooling themselves if they think that they represent something in this country. We need people who truly represent this country. And the good thing is, Ant Middleton is actually, I think he's trying to contest the position of Mayor of London, which I will fucking pay huge money to see this fight, let me tell you. I mean, anybody that is basically the bane of Al-Qaeda's existence or any other prescribed terrorist group, in my book, is absolutely fucking amazing. I mean, he is literally going to destroy Sadiq Khan. He is going to sit there and watch Sadiq Khan, the misogynistic little pig, squirm in his own filth. And it is going to be oh so satisfying. Like, you can already tell I've got a big shit-eating grin on my face. Who said what about the 10 cakes? Shut up, you. Fucking hell. But no, I am going to enjoy watching Ant Middleton absolutely rip apart Sadiq Khan. I mean, I've already mentioned many times on this channel Sadiq Khan's connections to terrorism, how he effectively went to see one of the families of the 7/7 bombings and wanted to provide legal advice to them. Which, of course, the mainstream media are not going to tell you, are they? Of course not, because it would destroy their narrative, wouldn't it? That's the thing. There are so many stories that we could put out on Sadiq Khan. Like, if even a few of these stories got out, Sadiq Khan's career would be completely wiped out. Just like that. The only reason these stories haven't truly come out to light is because Sadiq Khan successfully dismissed them under Islamophobia. No, it's not Islamophobia. If you have helped people who are families of a terrorist, at best, that makes you extremely unwise, and at worst, it makes you a terrorist sympathiser. And why the fuck anybody would want a terrorist sympathiser serving as our Mayor of London is totally beyond me. If it were down to me, I'd be dragging you out of that fucking office by your collar, quite frankly. And then I'd be letting the coppers have a feel of your collar. I nearly said copper there, fucking hell. But no, I'd be having them feel your your collar! God damn it. Oh dear, oh dear. It's because I've only just woken up. That's what it is. I blame the fact that I've only just woken up. I don't normally wake up at like 6:45 or 6:40 in the morning. Normally I save that for the weekdays when I actually need to be in for work. But don't worry, I'm sure the coffee will wake me up. But as far as the whole situation with Ant Middleton and Tommy Robinson is concerned, I think those two would make a pretty damn scary team. I mean, scary for them, but not for us, because we'd know they're on the right side of history. Meanwhile, anybody on the opposite side of them, oh my god, it's like turning up to a war with pea shooters versus people armed with cannons, quite frankly. They're just going to get completely blown away. The bottom line is, any SAS member supporting Tommy Robinson, or any former SAS member, I should say, supporting Tommy Robinson, can only be a good thing. Much like Elon Musk supporting Tommy Robinson is only a good thing. The way to look at it is we have more and more strong-minded, strong-bodied in some cases, men and women who are willing to put aside their differences or have the balls to actually stand up and speak out in support of Tommy Robinson. And the more of those types of people we have, the stronger our chances of taking back this country from the oligarchy. The oligarchy that would rather speak out their propaganda, their libelous slander, and try to convince people of what a horrible, nasty racist Tommy Robinson is. Because obviously we know that's not true. But the NPCs on the left wing, as I said, they're brainwashed. They are being spoon-fed the propaganda by the BBC, the paedophile network. That's the way I look at it. They're being spoon-fed this nonsense. They're being gullibly led by Keir the traitor Starmer off the edge of a cliff. Well, something's got to change. And unfortunately, it has to change quickly. Because as I said, I still firmly believe that in 4 to 10 months, we're going to end up seeing a civil war. Quite frankly. I think as much as we'd all love it to end peacefully, as much as we'd all love for us to be able to get along with one another and for all of this to come along like happy families, unfortunately, the tensions here in the United Kingdom are going to make it all go up. That's the way I look at it. I think the way we have Islam treating us, the fact that Keir the traitor Starmer threatens our very security and our very nation, I don't think we're going to be able to get a peaceful end to this. And let me be clear, I don't want a violent revolution or a civil war or anything for that matter. I don't want a repeat of the Southport riots. But the cold bitter truth is, if you think we're going to solve this problem in three years' time or 4 years' time and still have a country, you've got another thing coming. Either something changes dramatically in the next 4 to 10 months, or this country is going up in flames, just like that. But I think we've got a much better chance of it if we have people like Ant Middleton, who are beside Tommy Robinson, giving them their support. We need strong men and strong women who are willing to fight back against this treacherous establishment, because they need to understand the power doesn't belong with the people in the houses of treachery. It belongs to the people who give them the power.